One thing that I always strive for is to make a difference and an impact wherever I go. I know that what I do today affects the person next to me and affects my community.
When I went into education, I did it because I wanted to be like the teachers that helped me.
I want to be able to make a change in people's lives and be able to help them so that they can better themselves in this country.
I think the magic of UMW is that it's impossible to not know every single person that you graduated with. My fiance and I had the exact same group of friends but had not met each other, which for Mary Washington is very strange.
The magic at UMW is the sense of belonging that it gives to students. During my college tour, I immediately felt a sense of opportunity here.
I think the smallest magic is just when I see people on campus and they're just like people I know, and sometimes people I've only met like once, and they just smile and wave at me, and it's just like, I don't know, that brightens my day.
When I came to the university, the first question I asked was if they had Chinese. When I was 7 years old, my mother had put my sisters and I into an after-school Chinese program. I felt so in love with the language and with the culture, and so I had taught myself Chinese, and I was able to teach my sister Chinese as well, so we can have some sort of secret language inside of our household. I wanted to put it into my love and my passion for healthcare. As I came to the university and I did my study abroad in China, I was able to take a traditional Chinese medicine course, and I knew that when I became a physician that I would like to try and incorporate more holistic medicine and approaches into my everyday practices.
I knew immediately, as I think I was in kindergarten or first grade, when I wanted to be a teacher. And I had a lot of people around me who basically told me there was no other option than going to college. It was like, okay, great. So as long as I can still become a teacher, I'll go to college. I got the feeling that Mary Washington was home the first time I visited, and it was actually pouring down rain. My parents were like, if you love it in the rain, that sounds like it's the place for you.
Before I came to UMW, I was definitely a lot more reserved than I am now. I am gay, so coming out in high school when I was a sophomore, it was definitely challenging. There was a lot of internalized homophobia. I was still very reserved because I was like, I can't really be the person I want to be because I can't express myself the way I want to. I didn't even really know this place existed. I did an overnight visit. I had a great experience. I stayed with a student who was, I think, a sophomore at the time. I think the moment where it clicked for me was when we were in the HCC and we played Super Smash Brothers on the big screen, and at that moment I was like, yeah, this is where I need to be, with people who are kind and fun to just be around. It's definitely a lot more free here. I can definitely see myself becoming more of who I want to be. Scholarships have definitely had a giant impact. Without my scholarships, I probably wouldn't be able to come to school. They've taken the cost down significantly for my tuition. Another thing that's helped me out is the connections I've made here as an orientation leader and a peer mentor. Those jobs not only bring me money, but they help me to get my foot in doors that I otherwise wouldn't be able to get them into. I am working directly with deans, and that just helps me to get perspectives on basically like the professional world.
The university has done so much for me over the past 3.5 years. I have been awarded several scholarships and several grants in my research, and I know without these scholarships, I would not have been able to do half of what I've done. The grants and the science department have helped fund my 2 independent research projects that I have created. Scholarships have helped me and supported me during my time at the National Institutes of Health, during research, being able to support me and my journey here at the university.
It was never an option for me to not work while I was a student. Professors were incredibly empathetic to my situation. They led me to becoming a UCROP scholar and receiving the Mann Scholarship. If I wasn't able to go all in on my student teaching experience the way that UCops afforded me to, I 100% would not be the teacher that I am now. Each step of the way, there was a teacher, a professor, just aid that made those moments possible. I see myself teaching forever. There's a lot that needs to change in the public school system. We are at a great turning point. I went into education to help, and now I'm realizing I'm in education to listen. I think if there's any time to turn to the younger generation and say, what should we do? Now is that time. I want to be part of that change.
My passion stimulates from helping and going back into underserved communities as a primary care physician. A lot of the things I saw when I was a child, as well as during my studies here at the university, and seeing a lot of these disenfranchised communities not having opportunities to affordable healthcare and healthcare services. And I do not want to just stop in the United States. I want to be able to be a primary care physician in Asia as well, because they also have many health disparities.
In the future, I want to work as a software developer, but one of my biggest passions is being an ESL teacher. I think I'll always have a piece of UMW with me, and I'll always maintain the connections that I formed here with people who I see being my lifelong friends. They'll always remind me of my times at UMW.
Thank you, UMW.
Thank you. This place has had such a great impact on my life.
谢谢 UMW.